No, just leave it. I'm not concerned about people trying to get in. They're not open to the public. So I'm gonna assume that the board members will be here. Well, by 7, okay? So I'm not, yeah, no, if I was concerned about it, I had to say it right, I'm not, you know. If somebody contacts me and says over here,
What's going on, Bob? How's your wife doing?
She won't leave the house.
She what?
She won't leave the house.
Why?
You do what you have to do. We should go on the front porch, went to the wall, back porch. Like I wanted to go to the dining, like for breakfast.
Right. Oh, she's got to keep them legs
You
moving.
won't do that. No, maybe she's right, who knows? I really didn't go anywhere anyway, except the shop.
Well, you know, it's the same as me. There's no place to go other than the park or something along those lines.
One good thing now, football started.
I'm not gonna worry. I don't want that. Do you think I'm gonna sit there and watch these idiots
Oh,
who make millions?
Oh, yeah.
They're not, they kneel, they don't come out for the, if they want people, my if they want to protest, go to your congressman, go to your senator, go to your governor.
No, we got one across the street from this girl, woman. Sign, it's the black sign we put up. Black is right or something. You know, a saying that I have. But that section is extremely waves.
Come on, look at Sunnyside over the city.
Yeah,
You see all over.
it's,
And now they want to build more apartments. I see they want to tear down Quick Check and I guess, put up another 5.
hello, everybody.
Hello, Marilyn.
But it's, I go on, I walk the door, the next block.
Right.
That's a lot.
Even my knee.
That's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of.
Yeah. Woke up from Brooklyn. In the Bronx.
I'm gonna fix my house up.
You ready?
I'm looking now for the way you call it.
A roof mover?
Fix it up another year.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I'll get it. The only reason I'm saying is because my mother.
Yeah, well, that's,
You know,
that's my wife. Yeah.
you know, the thing is right now, you can't do anything.
Across the street, someone's house.
Hello.
Two, three,
Oh,
Hey, Joe, how you feeling there, dear?
all right.
4 houses.
Yeah, you'll be on.
Oh.
Well, give my best to your wife, dear.
I gave you,
Give my best.
What?
Some military stuff.
I gave you an updated agenda
Oh, you did?
because it had the wrong date for next month's meeting.
I saw you just,
Yeah, it's not October 12th, it's October 5th.
oh my God, it's October.
In 3 weeks.
Very,
Right,
in the same area.
right.
All right.
That's why I told them, go down there, so well, I didn't miss it.
Yeah, that's what's coming down.
I think Dorothy is coming tonight, and I think she's policy.
Okay.
So we can get some policy done.
Hey,
Well, we
Mom,
need-
I'm not doing too bad. How about yourself, young lady? You were in a lot of pain last time I saw you. You better?
No,
Oh.
Never ask, because it doesn't get better. It only,
I couldn't move my shoulder for 3 weeks. I must have pulled it or something like that.
Oh, you did a dentist?
All right. Who did what?
Hello.
Hey.
Nice to see you, dear little lady.
How are you? How's everybody?
hello.
Hello. You have it? Do we have a forum?
I think Darcy is coming too. So you're gonna have a
We'll
forum.
have a quorum.
We have it now.
Right?
You got 5 now anyway. Right? Oh, one, you get 2, you got 5. We're good to go?
Sure.
I have some candidates for temp clerk positions if we want to do that tonight.
Well, we should, right?
I
Yeah.
would like to, you
I
know,
mean, putting it off for another month would make no
I would
sense.
like to do it so we can get them in and get them trained, so we can hopefully open soon.
You think you will?
Open? Well, we're hoping to open at the end of the month partially.
Yeah, well, that's better than nothing.
Well, you still need people, I mean, especially if in 2 months.
Absolutely.
To wait to 6 weeks from now, a week before you're gonna open, knowing that you need 2 or 3 more people, is silly. You can do it tonight and start looking.
Yeah, I interviewed some people. We had some applications on file, so,
They, like they're.
yes,
credentials.
they seem, yeah, they use the library, they're interested, and it's just a temp position too, so.
Right.
But I am asking about Christine being made a regular clerk. You was on the agenda. She was hired as a temp, and she's trained, and we lost 2 full-timers, so.
We make her full-time with benefits.
No, she's part-time. She's just part-time.
But just a part-time
She'd
clerk, not
moved,
a
she,
temp anymore.
no, yeah, she'd moved from part-time, she'd moved from temp part-time to just regular
Part-time.
part-time.
That's fine.
Yeah, they have some
That's
staff,
fine.
we've lost a lot of
You
people.
lost
Because if you don't approve it, then we don't. Hmm? Take care.
I didn't get my packet since I'm still too.
Oh, I'll go get you one. I have some
You have
extras.
one?
Yeah, no,
Okay. I
You're,
have-
you're at school too now?
Yeah, for temporarily, just my
That's
program's
I
done.
went to 1st grade through 4th grade there.
Did you
Back
really?
in, yeah, from 1956 to 1960.
Wow.
And then we moved to Curtis Street.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to one school, but I started out in kindergarten at 5 schools.
Right, right? Oh, my goodness.
Just take one.
Yeah, when are you gonna open up City Hall?
I don't work there anymore.
Well, you never did, but you should.
You're right. I just wasted my time there. No, I left.
Michael's good, so we just had his 60th.
Yeah, I
birthday.
left,
He was born on his father's birthday.
the end of July.
Yeah, and, so
Congratulations.
we had a,
Yay.
actually, we're banding her back here.
It's a yay.
We had, I made it special, because you know what, we only had, I mean, we had to keep it small.
Right, right.
And then he was like, don't post it.
I actually had them in sign out here.
Well, you know what we did, like, we had the
Oh,
band.
look at you, jazzy.
The first time she ever did that to me.
Wow.
When I went, and they matched my toes.
Wow.
So people had space.
Yeah,
So
pretty.
everybody had their own.
All these, I've been going, she said, you can't put that kind of nail polish on, she did.
If they wanted to.
Nice.
And the band was amazing.
Nice too.
Any test, you have any test? You any test band?
We
They do
like
lots
it.
of tour, and like the cabin animals. But they do like
Oh,
Motown and
oh.
like Bruce Springsteen.
But this is gonna last for 4 weeks, I don't care.
Here.
This lists for 2. Deborah
I love
Linden is
going
the
to
best.
Springsteen concerts.
That's for 2.
Oh, and let me tell you, he plays.
Okay,
great.
lady.
Thank you, darling.
They have a great saxophonist too.
Okay,
And 7-piece band.
okay.
And they were really.
Oh, that's yours.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
mine?
Yeah, I'm taking your stuff.
Yeah, the Starman, did you see the Starman tribute? band?
Okay.
I was gonna throw it out, but I thought maybe it was important.
That's
But
it.
they had a band that played Doors music, they had a Beach Boy one, I guess I've been to a half a dozen. You know, and then you brought your own chair and
Yeah, yeah,
they had a beer, like a beer area.
yeah, yeah. And they actually did that, September 8th was their first concert like that in a while.
Okay.
And that Starman tribute. the David Bowie tribute.
Darcy texted me, they asked what time, I told her,
And that Woodbridge,
but-
by that Woodbridge.
I have,
And what they did is instead of
Dr.
it on the
Berghammer and
open field,
McCarthy
Right.
in
they
the
put
waiting
it
room. I'm gonna let them
in
in,
the
okay?
football stadium, and then they marked off the seats.
Oh, okay.
So
you're
I
glad
don't
they
think she's
separated
going,
people
she's
from
not
seats
here by
for
now,
in
she's
the
not
stands.
gonna come.
It was really nice.
But I just
That was
heard, I just heard from her a half hour ago.
Right, and I like the grassy area,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that better, but like, that's what they did for this time. Because I
Now,
think they
who's
just
on the
really wanted
policy?
to
I don't even
be
remember.
safe and
I don't
make it
remember.
safer.
I don't remember any of them,
I
Dana.
think a couple of bands, different areas.
Policy.
Yeah, yeah.
And they do went very well, it seems like, I mean, as far as attendance goes, everybody.
Oh, well, none of them are gonna come.
We just have that.
We're only gonna have 5 all the time.
Is anybody on Zoom?
We have to change.
We have in Wilson.
You know what? Can we get, if we could, are we gonna change anything in the policy now?
I've had some things in there I was gonna ask about.
Can,
You can do it without the policy.
you can do it without the
You
policy?
don't need the policy committee, you just need to vote.
Well, between you and, Lorraine and Teresa, we can get it in there. But this is disturbing me that Dorothy texted me and said, what time is it?
James, you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, hey,
Hello, James.
Hello, James.
How's everybody doing?
good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Hello.
And I think it's 6:30 now, right?
6:29.
90% off retail, all authenticated by our experts. Shop luxury the sustainable way. Only at the Real Deal.
Here's Dorothy.
20% off select
Grab a
items.
chair and bring it up.
Hey, everything okay? I know the last time we talked, you said something about going back to school. Are you kidding me? It's insane here right now. I barely have an
Okay.
interaction with myself, let alone enough time to go back to school.
Do we have any other board members that are on that machine?
What?
Do we have any
Yes,
other board members?
Dr. Berghammer and Mr. McCarthy are on.
Okay,
I didn't admit the public yet.
but we'll have another board member, like you said, though, on the Zoom.
She's on Zoom.
Okay.
Just before you start, this speaker is Bluetooth, so we had a lot of problems last month with people hearing us and echoes and stuff. So it's a Bluetooth speaker. It should pick us up. It was picking me up over there. It should not be a problem, but if you use your cell phone, it's gonna mess that up. So please
Okay.
try to refrain from using a cell phone because it's gonna echo and it's gonna get really painful.
Everybody
Literally.
speak loudly,
Okay,
all right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay,
Whoa, I gotta let people in. I gotta let people
tell me when.
in. Okay.
Call the meeting to order and salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Marilyn Copeland,
Here.
Dorota Katowski, Robert Ayers, Marion Mendanello, Mayor Armstead, Dr. Berghammer,
A sustained recovery.
Marty Hazelton, Angela Modrak,
Here.
Raina Martucci, Mary Joan Renna,
Here.
Robert Sadowski. That's it.
And we need a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
We need a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Any correspondence? We do. This is a little note to Dennis. Thank you for letting us borrow the laptop. It was a great help. Christopher Lorenzo and Teresa Joyner. Okay.
They requested,
Oh, Lorenzo,
they requested the use of a laptop for the children, so we did.
Oh, very nice.
okay. Treasurer's report when you get a chance, Bob.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry, hold on. Okay, it's, 52 figures here, 53, 617, 17, and then 725 in the project. Okay.
Well, Lorraine met with Bella from the accounting firm of Suppley and Cooney over the last, month, I guess?
No, last week.
Okay, and the 2019 audit is now complete, and we'll have that fancy copy in about a month. But every time Bella comes, Ray's gonna do like we call a little cleanup work on little things. We need a motion on this, I guess, or we just have to read it all?
I would assume so, I don't know. What I had to do is I had to redo the budget, the 2020 budget. I did it in March, but I think it got oversighted. So I just wanted to go on record so that in 2020, when Bella comes again, she'll pick the budget up and then go through everything again. So can we, I'm going to put it in with the board for this meeting, all right? And it's,
We need a motion then? Jim?
I can't remember.
Yeah, we would, I think a motion's appropriate.
okay, we do it.
Well, I need a motion then on
Okay.
budget review of 2020. Either
Make a motion to readjust the budget for 2020.
Second.
All in favor? Motion
The
carried.
next thing we gotta do is on revenues, and again, it's like little petty stuff. You know, $50 here, $70 here, and that has to be redone. So I'll need another motion to correct the revenues and fees for February, March, April, May, June, and July of 2020. Again, it's all minor stuff. I mean, we're not talking thousands, you know, it's $3 here, $50 here, but it's probably what, under $300 or $400?
Yes.
But Bella wants it perfect.
Can I make a motion? Accept.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bella has also said that we're in pretty good shape for the year financially, so there shouldn't be anything, hopefully, you know, to worry about there.
All right, motion carried, and Bella should be happy.
I need a second. I still gotta read this stuff. Then like we do every meeting, we need appropriation of bills, from what, August 10th through September 14th. For the general account, it's $53,617.17. From the projects and grants, it's $725. So it comes to $54,342.17. So we'll need a motion on that to appropriate the bills.
Okay, need another motion.
I make a motion to pay the bills.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
And
Motion carried.
I don't really have much to say after that. I think it's all gonna depend on how we open up, how many hours we're gonna be open, how many people we're gonna need, so things will be, you know, readjusted as the months go by.
All those books out there, do they have to be sorted and put away?
They were donations that we're still going through. We got them from the high school, the schools. They were
Oh, okay.
discarding them, so we absorbed them.
Okay.
You know, I'll volunteer to help.
We have people, we have enough people.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, though.
Everybody's working, right? Yeah. Okay, we need a building and grounds report. And I don't think anybody, what about
We
you?
can talk about my director's report.
Okay. Okay, personnel.
Personnel, okay. We make a motion to hire Christine Sanchez as a part-time library assistant at $17.50. She has been a temporary library assistant and she's already been well-trained and has had good reviews. So I make a motion to hire her as a regular part-time library assistant.
Should be qualified and so.
Sir, yep. All right, yeah.
Second that.
Okay.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Motion carried.
For discussion of LS, do we need to go into executive session?
Yes.
All right. So I make a motion to go into executive session.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, Lorraine. See you.
Anyway.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Me, McCarthy, Marlena, that. Okay.
Is Marlene upstairs?
Yeah,
Marlene,
she's
you
still
can
in.
hear us?
She's still in.
Her video's off.
I
but-
could, no, I could hear. My video's off, but I can hear.
Fine, that's fine. I just want to make sure you can hear me.
Once again,
So we had a phone call and last month we made a motion to terminate him, right? And we received a phone call and he requested if he could resign from the position, if it could be put on the record.
The call is on behalf of his,
On behalf of his union rep.
yeah. He didn't call us, his
Yeah.
George Orlando called us.
Yeah, so it was his union rep who called and asked if we could rescind the termination and replace it with resignation of the position. I'm in agreement with that because that's what we had offered in the first place. I feel that if we don't do this, you might have to carry out some litigation then. So why don't we just save the library some money and time
Aggravation.
and aggravation? And this way it's just a resignation on his record and he just couldn't meet the hours and that's it.
Darcy, you know what it is with, you've been up,
Yeah.
okay.
Is everybody in agreement with that?
Yes.
So can I make a motion to rescind his termination and to put in resignation for reason for leaving? Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, I think that's a good,
Okay.
Do we
Yeah.
need to do that in open session, or is it okay? to do it here?
No, I don't think you should do that. No.
No, I think executive session is the way to go there.
Right.
Okay, I make a motion, okay, now the other thing is we have two candidates for temporary part-time clerks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we lost two full-time librarians.
No, we
Oh,
lost
two
two full-time
full-time
clerks. We
clerks.
lost one full-time librarian, which is LS, and we
Right.
lost two full-time clerks.
And two full-time clerks. So this would be two part-time temporary clerks. So there, it would only be temporary. And there's two candidates here who are library patrons, correct?
Yes.
So,
they will be starting immediately?
when will?
They both seemed willing to start immediately, so
Okay.
I told them, you would probably discuss tonight. I said, I can't guarantee that anything will happen, but that they're ready to go.
Do we have a projected start date for opening?
And the reopening plan, I suggested the 28th. We have a partial reopening of Browse and Go that we can certainly revisit from looking through what other libraries are doing. A lot of them are still doing curbside pickup. Couple are doing computers. Most are doing Browse. So kind of starting small, seeing how things go. So I was figuring 2 weeks we'll be able to get, once we have an actual date, and get the schedule solidified, get the people, the staff acclimated to, doing what we used to do. And if you saw when you came in, there's a big silver box, and that's the sterilizer. And so as it is, we take materials and we have a system where we empty the book drop once a day, and then they get quarantined for 3 days, which, there's the science is all over the place. So that was kind of an average of what everyone was saying. Some people are saying a week, some people are saying 2 weeks to 3 days. So this will remove that step. So it was suggested we were going to have staff members put the books in there. Now we're just seeing that as a drop-off box that people can just, as they come in, remove the book drop totally and just put the materials into the sterilizer, and then periodically we'll run it, and then there's no quarantine of the books because it's not necessary.
So then, are you guys, because I'll put that in, I'll open that in the open session, right? To approve the part-time?
Yeah.
But is everybody okay with that? Like, because that would give them 2 weeks of training, because in 2 weeks, if you're projected to open, it's almost 2 weeks.
Yes.
So then that would give them time to be trained.
Also, in case one or both decide not to take the job.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so then.
I mean, they both seem fine, but the worst case, they can also wind up not being able to grasp anything. So at least it gives us time to, I would not start them on the 28th and say, good luck, so.
Correct. Okay with that, Madam President?
Okay. So,
If it's temporary, don't forget, after 6
Yeah.
months,
Yeah.
you don't want them, you don't have to keep them.
Yeah.
That's what's
yeah,
nice
that's,
about
that's
temporary.
okay.
Okay?
If it
Yeah.
works out, we can fill the regular positions with one or both eventually, but yeah, for now, we're just looking to be able to reopen, because we're looking to do, if we're starting 9 to 5, like the same hours we're doing now, and we're gonna see how that goes and expand, but yeah, certainly expanding beyond what we're doing now is impossible to staff by now, so.
All right. Okay, I make a motion to go out of executive session.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Now need a motion to open.
I'll make it. Good.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion, we're open.
We gotta vote on it again.
I gotta, hold on,
No, somebody has to make a motion for me to,
you can make the motion.
I can make a motion. I'm gonna make a motion.
You need a second.
Yeah. No, I just wasn't sure, because like I had to make a motion for him. All right, is everybody back?
That's the question. My hearing aids don't work on this room. Did you give a date roughly of the 28th that this will be open? People can come in? Because I've had people ask me that.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 weeks from today.
Yeah, okay. I got an answer.
So you made a motion?
Yes, I need a motion to hire 2 temporary part-time clerks.
I make that motion for the hire to temporary part-time clerks.
Second.
Okay, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried.
That ends the personnel report.
All right, now we're gonna go into policy. Dennis?
That's
You
just
want to do my,
management
we can talk about it in my whole director's report. We can just go through it in my director's report.
Well, are you gonna, do you want this in the policy?
We should discuss it.
Well, Dorothy is here, she's
Okay.
policy.
Okay. I put in the report that, as people probably know from watching the news, at any given time, there are scenes and sometimes violence with trying to reinforce mask rules. So CDC has indicated that, well, just don't even bother fighting with people. But I just want to bring it up because we really are supposed to have masks on. So I just,
What do they mean, don't bring it up?
they're saying if somebody fights you about wearing a mask, don't say anything to them. So,
So you don't get punched out, yelled at, screamed at.
yes.
So let them in without a mask.
That's what the CDC has recommended, but we don't have to.
You know?
No, because we're supposed to have a mask. That's what they keep saying, that you're supposed to have a mask if you're in these public areas, so. But I just want to bring it to your attention that this is what they're saying, and I personally think that
I disagree with that.
they should wear the mask, and they can still get the argument that, well, you're violating my rights and you're refusing me service. Well, they can still get things brought to them outside.
Correct.
So we're not denying service. We can just say, okay, you can still get your books, you can still get your DVDs, but because we're still doing curbside, we haven't stopped for the next few phases. We're still planning to do curbside, just like most libraries. I think all of them are still doing some degree of curbside. So
My opinion on it, you go to the schools, the teachers that I talk to, they have to have a mask on.
I totally agree.
They should have masks on.
I totally agree. I totally agree. You're supposed to wear a mask. Yeah, if you come into a public building, you're supposed to wear a mask. So whether you go into the library or ShopRite or church, you're supposed to wear a mask. But we also see in the news that people are going insane, and so just wanted to bring it up.
They're violating my rights.
Yes, that is absolutely.
So you throw them out.
But Dennis, you're gonna have security here anyway, right? I mean,
Yes, we're trying to.
That's really the whole key, that if someone comes up to someone, says, I'm not wearing a mask, and you don't confront them, you just go to the security officer and say, you have to take care of it. That's why we have security here.
Or you just offer, or you just say, well, since you don't want to wear a mask, we're offering you curbside pickup.
Yeah.
You go out and order your books and we'll bring them.
Because they're not getting service tonight.
And that's it.
They can still
No,
get service.
I wouldn't let them
Plus,
in.
meetings have public fun, so you have to follow public policy.
They can
Public
still get
policy says you have to wear a mask.
They can still get their service, just not
Correct.
exactly where they want it, but they can still have it.
And look, Dennis, it's very appropriate to put up signs enforcing the mask policy. The governor signed an executive order stating that in government buildings or private buildings, when inside, you have to have a mask on.
I totally agree.
So it's
We
not
wear masks all
inappropriate.
day, so
It's
So you
not
have signs
inappropriate
up
to
front,
enforce.
no mask, no service, or
I don't know if we have that yet. We've
Wearing
been putting up mask signs and,
mask required from this point forward,
Yeah.
like right at the doorway?
Mhm.
As long as that signage is there.
I could have a lot of signs up.
You have to have a sign though, that says also, the mask must be worn correctly.
Yeah.
You always got some moron.
Somebody has it under their
who's got it
nose.
here. Like I said, I was in Superfresh a couple weeks ago there. One guy had, and I just broke this unfortunately.
You have to
He
leave.
had his mask here. I started yelling, throwing my stuff on the floor. He was breathing right towards me with his mask down. And the plastics, hard plexiglass is over here. The moron girl who was in the next one over, she had her mask down here, and this is how people get sick. The mask has to be worn above the nose. That's where 98% of the infection comes out and comes into you. That's where you're gonna get the infection. I mean, this is basic virus. You don't get it really through the mouth. Because most of the time you're breathing with your mouth
We
closed.
have the right to ask them to leave though.
Yes, you do.
Well,
we have the duty to ask them to leave.
That's right, you have the obligation because you're.
that they have to leave.
Yeah, and you're still gonna walk, like you said, you can give them curbside pickup. It's not, they're still gonna get their stuff. It's not, that's not the issue.
No, in any store you have to leave, so
Yeah.
I don't think we'll have trouble. I don't.
I think you will.
Yeah,
You think
I
you
think
will?
I think you may have a trouble,
I
but
think
I
you
don't
will.
think it's gonna be as much as you think, because a lot of people are tired of the nonsense and they wanna just get this over with.
From kids, you think?
No.
No, I think more from your older adults.
From the adults.
Yes, the way I used to be 50 years old.
My son tells me all the time at the hardware store. It's never a young one.
All right, so they have to leave. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
There is also many libraries have been initiating policies indicating that under 16 child needs to have a parent during this because of parents dropping their children off at the library. which,
Oh,
especially if we're doing browse and go, with the idea that, most places are doing limits of a certain amount of time, that you have a half hour, an hour to keep people from sitting all day. And, that was a concern 6 months ago when this started, and it's still a concern. And libraries have experiences where the parents are just dropping the kids off at the library. And so.
Is there any library open yet?
Some are open.
Some are open.
Some are part, no one is fully open. Nobody has meeting rooms that I know of, at least not in the area. Most of the ones that are open are doing the browse and go, whether you have a certain amount of time and you come in. A lot of them are doing appointments where you say, I can go in between 10 and 11 and browse and get your stuff and be on your way.
Oh, you're gonna have trouble then.
No, that's what everyone's doing. That's what most places are doing. So.
Most places are closed.
I see
Not
your,
most places
that's
are.
in your stage 4, that's stage 4, that's page number 4 in your reopening plan. There's your grab and go, patrons be allowed 30 minutes to browse. You're saying no strictly enforced, but no one under 16 allowed in without a parent or guardian. Book sterilizers are set up as a drop off, so they can put it in, right? It's being created for staff to sanitize all returns. Excellent. All seating removed from both floors except for one non-club chair for elderly patrons. 9 to 10 set aside for the elderly, pregnant, and immunocompromised. Good. Librarians are staffed at the reference desk to assist requests for reference. Okay. Periodicals are unavailable. All right. And computer access limited to 2 laptops set up in the lobby. Okay.
I have a question. I agree with everything here. I'm a little kid. I come in and I said, oh, I left my wallet at home.
Yeah.
Do I get sent home? Do I get put out of the library? So I can't.
Yes.
I'm 16? I mean, I
Yes,
can't.
because it happened to my godchild. I'm gonna tell you what happened.
I would think computers would be a problem.
She went to Linden High, parent teachers night. And evidently they teach them about the library, and you have to have a library card in order to come to the library. So her group of kids got together and said, okay, this day we're going to meet at the library and we're going to do our report. They get here. She was the only one with a library card. So they throw them all out, including her. So she calls her mother. Mother says, call Mary Joan and see if she could somehow get you in to check out the books you need. So what do you mean they threw her out with a library card? I said, what's the girl's name? What man or woman's name? Airhead, she didn't ask. So, end of the situation, and they all walk home. Now, Gigi walked from here by herself. I live off of 13th Street, to Emma Place, by herself, crosses the highway. The librarian calls her up and says, I talked to my boss, you can all come back now. This was before COVID. This was like September, October. It's the parents' fault that they did not have their kids pay attention, parent teachers night, to sign their kids up for a library card. But she got thrown out too. And I don't know who the person was who threw them out. And of course, she comes to my house 2 doors over and she's crying hysterically because she's a straight A student. She's an honor roll student. All right, and I said, well, there's nothing I can do about it. If they don't have a library card, if their parents didn't pay attention, parent teachers night, it's the parents' fault. Your parents paid attention and signed you up for a library card. But out of like 6 or 8 kids, she was the only one who had the library card. And the poor kid walked, everybody else looked over here. She walked all the way down When she crossed the highway, she got the phone call from the library, come back. They said that they'll let you do it one time. And she called me up and she says, can you give me a ride back? I said, no, you're coming home. So what do you do with a situation like that? You blame the parent.
Usually is a parent's fault.
She was the only one with a library card.
There's no way they can get them until we open, right?
Tomorrow?
People have been getting a library card.
They are.
Yeah,
Knock
they
on the
can get
door.
online, right? Can they get one
They've
online?
been doing it online, yeah.
Well, I explained to her to tell her friends,
Mm-hmm.
parent teachers night, they tell you about getting a library card. My voice, it's my sinuses.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, didn't these parents pay attention? So I said to her, I said, Gigi, tomorrow after school, I'll pick you up, I'll take you to the library, check out the books you need for your project. And then when you're done, I'll bring you back to the library.
You don't deliver.
I mean,
No,
perhaps,
no, I didn't expect delivery.
If you're
No,
handicapped,
it's just that
if you're handicapped.
they could,
Yeah.
you know, they could have, somebody could have explained to them what I just explained to you. You need parents, it's your parents' fault.
But there's always
You
one
should
like
have
that.
had a library card. But you got only one kid out of 6 or 8 that got a library card. I mean, her mother and father were the only ones that paid attention. I blame the parents. But Gigi's crying out, I'm not gonna get my work on time, I'm Caroline, drama queen.
I personally don't have a problem with children coming in and borrowing books. I mean, let's put it this way. If the schools can try to stress that this is, at least for now, browse and go, and if we do open the 28th, which is what we're hoping to do, the library board meeting is 1 week later. So this can, at least we can have some experience so that if it is a disaster, we can rethink what we're doing. And it's not like we have to wait a full month.
That's true.
So.
And then I said to her, I said, let me see your library card. I wanted to make sure she wasn't pulling my leg. And she had her library card.
Yeah, the teachers that are working from home, and they making kids go get books in the library.
I don't know, I can't speak for the high school.
And I would think that it would be a tough thing to send a kid out now to get
Right.
right now, but I don't see how they could.
Yeah, I do know that the back to school nights are all virtual. So the administrators have a message, and then there's gonna do like WebEx, like online, where they would meet their teacher online, where the parents can go into their room again. And all the schools have a different thing. So I don't know if you wanna record a message, or whoever is your person, record a little clip and send it to me. I can push it out to the principals, and they can put a clip in for their back to school night video about getting a library card.
Yeah, that's a good idea, though.
It's not about the library card.
Right now, it's actually much easier to get a
A lot of
library.
parents who work, and a lot of parents can't, if they don't go to back to school night, sometimes they meet their teacher. They might not get the big message that was at the back to school night, because they have a private conference with their teacher too.
At the moment, it's actually much easier to get a library card because we had the online borrowing registration, and we used to have it. It had a lot of limitations with the idea that, well, you can just come in a couple of days and get your physical card, which has not been the case. So it's basically a card now, and we can always catch up later. But yeah, we've been trying to be understanding, and we, extended people's library card registrations until several times, and the last time was September 8th, and then since we've actually been here, we haven't been automatically renewing everything anymore, but, so, yeah, we can see what happened. Yeah, we can make you a video, and we can see how that works.
And then they can get the message out.
I mean,
Get it out through Linden Public Schools.
when the schools closed, 6 months ago, when we were still open that weekend, I heard a lot of chatter about how the plan was to just, well, just send the kids to the library. So, which we would never be able to handle.
Right.
So we can see what happens.
Now, that's tough.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
All right. Director's report.
Okay, most has been covered. There are a couple of resolutions I'm requesting. The first one is for approval for me to take part in an EMEX auction. If you recall, a couple of years ago, we did this. It was, the information is all in the packet. It's a company that it goes to auction to try to get us a break on our electric bill. So as long as it's what we would normally be paying, then we would go for it. So it was about 2 years ago. It expires in January. It was less money, and it's now expiring. So I would need permission to take part in another auction. So it was.
Do you need a motion for that?
I need a motion. There's also a oh, it's in my hand. The resolution that will have to be passed. So I
Okay,
need the resolution passed. I
Okay,
need permission to do
we
this.
need motion, a resolution for the Linden Free Public Library authorizing the purchase of electricity supply service for public use on an online auction website, September 14th. This was up. So we need a motion. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? You got it.
The other is we are looking to take part in a CARES grant. The city actually worked with us earlier in the year because they were doing a CARES grant, and then they had an offshoot CARES grant for strictly for libraries, and it's for COVID-related materials, things that we can offer, things like tablets, increased Wi-Fi service, and what we need a resolution. It's looking for $25,000. All the libraries in Union County are agreeing to request $25,000 worth of materials. And but one of the caveats is that the board has to file a resolution authorizing this. So that is this one.
Okay. Okay, we need a resolution for the library. This was for the coronavirus aid relief and an economic security act. It's called the CARES Act.
Do I have that in here somewhere?
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
We actually just, I can pass copies around because we actually just did this today, so. if you
Everybody
want
like to see this? Here it goes. Pass it around. You have a motion?
Well, they can read it first.
Oh.
Yeah, do you want me to run and make copies? I can run and make copies if you
Do
want.
you need it?
Would you like me to run and make copies?
We can take a minute.
Dennis, that wasn't in the packet, correct?
That was not in the packet. We just put the resolution. It's actually the resolution that the county sent us to
Okay.
fill in, so.
If you could email it to me, I would.
Grant.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah, no
the
problem.
things that you have to purchase are for safety, correct? Or is it all things for safety?
It's safety and also.
And personnel for security.
Safety, and it's also service that we would not normally need to offer, like things like tablets, things like
Right.
increased
broadband.
Okay. It's gonna be for security also, right?
Yeah, I believe it's for.
Security was one of the things that was supposed to, yeah.
And then the staffing to keep the curbside going as well as the inside going, right?
That was not covered under
That
that,
wasn't covered in.
no. Then we, for curbside, we don't need to.
No, okay.
Let's hope one more year is all we have of this, please.
Please, I know, not even.
The CARES Act is only good for the end of the year, so whether or not, I mean, hopefully we don't need it again next year. And if we do, whether or not the county decides to do it again, we have no way of telling. So that's one of the catches. Anything has to be done by the end of the year.
So I make a motion to accept the resolution to participate in the CARES.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
You got it.
Also, I just mentioned that we had a number of webinars that were both for training and discussing reopening techniques. And I had a couple of block meetings, and I just mentioned for the record, there is no trustee reception this year, not that I.
Oh, they usually have one around
It
this
would
time.
normally be the end of
No,
this
but-
month or beginning of next, and needless to say, they're not doing it, so. And that's it.
That's it.
One last question. No libraries are open in Union County.
Fully open? No.
That's all.
Totally open? No. There
Okay,
are various.
I know I'm getting people that's
Yeah.
gonna say, oh, this one's open, Cranford's
Some are
open.
open like very limited.
Cranford just opened today, and in fact, I talked to the director yesterday, and they're setting it up that they have a vestibule, and they have some books in there, and then literally, you can walk in and get to the circulation desk, and everything else is blocked. They move some materials, so this is actually what we're looking to do, which I may revisit. It's way more open, but no, nobody's fully up with meeting rooms and full computer. It's a lot of baby steps. And we're actually going to be ahead. I think we're ahead of some where some are still doing curbside. So we're definitely not. We're definitely.
Tentative date is the 28th.
That's what we're shooting for.
And the way they're talking is gonna get bad again, so you won't
Yeah.
open anyway. Any unfinished business? Any new business? And I see we have the public. So,
There is public.
Is there any questions from the public?
Hold on. Let me unmute everything.
any comments from,
I have a question. Can you hear me?
any comments from us?
Someone's speaking. I can't tell who that.
Oh,
We had a comment, I think, from a Sharon.
Yes, yes. When we do open, since restaurants are limiting the amount of people and public buildings, is there a limit on how many patrons we are allowed at one time?
That's where we're thinking about doing appointments so we can control how many people actually come in.
Oh, so in either, just to come into the library, they have to make an appointment?
That's probably going to happen.
Oh, good, okay.
Anyone else? Betty?
Mhm.
Yes, Betty?
Oh, I was asking how long the persons can stay in, the people that are allowed with appointments, how long can they stay in?
More than 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, we're starting with 30 minutes.
Okay, and how are you going to determine how long they've been there? Is somebody going to follow them around or just let them be on their honor?
Well, we should have security.
That should do it.
Is that all the hours that the library is open, whether it's, Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday?
That's the plan.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I have one more question, just to confirm. Did we agree that they have to wear a mask if they want to come into the building?
Yes.
Good, okay, good.
So do you hear us better this time?
Yes, yes, it was, now I could hear you good.
Okay. Anyone else?
When they make the appointment, are they gonna sign in? Is there gonna be a record of this?
We should do this, the appointment the same way we do the book pickup appointments. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, he's done.
Anyone else? No one?
That's it?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Our next meeting is October 5th,
October. Yeah, there was a typo on the agenda that went out. It's October 5th.
October
So
10th.
3
You
weeks.
gave me another one, I
Yes,
know
I gave
that.
you
Oh, I said,
3 weeks
okay,
from tonight.
okay. I lost him. Anyone here have anything to say before we close?
No, everybody's.
Are we going to expand the plexiglass before we open?
What?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, we'll make sure there's plexiglass.
Can we close it? Okay, need a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
We need a second.
Second, then we will.
Second, and
See you in October.
Have a good evening, everybody. Good job tonight.
Take care.
Thank you, Counselor.
Have a good evening.
See you next month. I think that's it,
Was that October, that's one?
October.
Nice pumpkin pie.
I think.
Oh, pumpkin.
What, hey, what about a costume party?
Oh, that would be nice.
I didn't
We
do
have